There's a new Souls-like game that dropped recently, Wuchang Fallen Feathers. It's an action role-playing game with an interesting gameplay mechanic. So interesting that players might call it madness. Get it? Cause that's the name of the mechanic. Anyway, I'll get to what madness is in a little bit. Right now, I want to talk about how the actual gameplay felt. Was it fast and smooth? Was it harder or easier compared to Dark Souls or Elden Ring? And would I recommend this to a new player trying to get into Souls games? The answer to the first question is no. It didn't feel fast or smooth at all. All of Wuchang's actions felt slow as fuck. Getting up was slow, dodging was slow, attacking felt slow unless you were comboing, even weapon swapping felt slow. I will say, however, the gameplay was unique, simply because of 3 reasons. 1, which weapon you ended up using determined your playstyle. Using a longsword meant you were going the balanced approach. Spears were your offensive choice. One-handed swords were your magic build. Dual blades were your offensive speed class, while axes were your heavy hitters. As for the weapon I played with, you would think my choice would have been dual blades because of how much I love assassins. But no, I actually found the dual blades in this game slow as fuck, so I opted out of them. My next choice was the one-handed sword. I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking with them. That is, until I realized one-handed weapons might be a cheat code. Cause the fact that my magic just replenishes in an instant made fights so much easier. I mean, look at how I killed the first boss with magic alone. It damn near felt cheap as fuck. So I swapped out. And finally, I decided to go with the longsword. I know, generic and basic, it's the default starter weapon, but there's a reason. Mainly because the first skill you get with it allows you to use Skyborn Might after the second strike hits. And comboing that with the kick, whew, was godly strong. The axe was way too slow, especially when you try to block. And the spear, don't get me wrong, it was fun to use, but I'd rather the balanced approach than anything else. The second reason would be the impetus repository, essentially the game's skill tree. Why was the skill tree one of my reasons that I like the gameplay? That's because you can freely refund your red mercury and change up your build to better suit a situation. And the last reason would be the madness mechanic, which is a double-edged sword with an interesting feature. Not only does your power increase with each death due to the maddening effect, but you will also take more damage because of it. But the thing that makes the madness so damn crazy is that upon reaching full madness, a demon will spawn, holding all of your red mercury points you have accumulated hostage. And the only way to retrieve them is by, you guessed it, killing the demon. But keep in mind, the demon is fucking relentless. So think twice before dying. For the second question, I'd say this game was actually much easier than Dark Souls or Elden Ring in my opinion. The bosses felt pretty easy to dodge, and figuring out their attack patterns only took me a few tries to beat them. I'd say like less than 10 tries per boss. I actually found the red-eyed enemies, or the demon, gave me much more trouble than most of the bosses. Now, based on all of that, the conclusion that I came to was that Wuchang Fallen Feathers is easier, and leads to the answer to the last question. If you're a new player and want to start off easy compared to Dark Souls or Elden Ring, then this game is a nice easy start. in my opinion. Wuchang Fallen Feathers heavily relies on patience and timing to beat it. Now, outside the gameplay of Wuchang Fallen Feathers, the story never really caught my interest, mainly because it just brings me right into the action without a single cutscene or summarizing what the hell is even going on. Instead, you have to fight a bunch of bosses in order to figure out who or what Wuchang really is. And besides all that, I gotta say, one thing I dislike would be the stutter frame rates that would happen during a boss fight. Like, holy shit! That would have me fucking upset and panicking every time the screen would freeze. When the boss is about to do a move and I got to time my dodge at the right time. Holy fuck, man! And that's my review on Wuchang Fallen Feathers. I'd recommend this game if you want to play an easier Souls game before moving on to Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Reason why I say this is because in terms of Souls games, this is the easiest in my opinion. Then, it would probably be Demon Souls. All the major boss encounters so far have only taken me a few tries, like I said earlier, about less than 10. As long as you're patient and determined, this game should be an absolute ease. However, if this is your first Souls game, it might prove to be tough, but just know, once you get the hang of it, then these bosses shouldn't be too much of a problem. And if you're liking Souls games after beating Wuchang Fallen Feathers, then I'd recommend tackling Demon Souls afterwards. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any recommendations for what game I should review next, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.